Welcome to Villa Park News. My name is Al Stash.
And I'm Kyle Smith. Here is what is happening in Villa Park. The Villa Park Fire Department is getting a new fire truck. Villa Park Mayor Deborah Bullwinkle announced last Thursday that the fire department will get a $432,000 grant for vehicle acquisition. The Federal Emergency Management Agency will be awarding the grant to the Villa Park Fire Department. The funding is provided through the Department of Homeland Security Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program. The announcement for a new fire truck is good news for the local firemen. Fire Engine 962 has been out of service on several occasions due to wear and tear, and at one point this year, Engine 962 was out of commission for an entire week. Villa Park firefighters were forced to respond to fire calls with only one truck or rely on other trucks from nearby communities. Illinois Representative Tammy Duckworth contributed to the decision on whether or not to give the Villa Park Fire Department a new engine. Duckworth said, "It is so important that our brave first responders have the tools they need to be successful in the field. I am proud that the Villa Park Fire Department is receiving vital resources to continue their efforts in saving lives." The new engine will take 8 months to assemble before it's delivered to the Villa Park firefighters. The new engine will be a Pierce manufacturer model.
The Villa Park Fire Department responded several times to automatic fire alarms already this week. Starting on Sunday night, Villa Park, along with Lombard and Oakbrook Terrace, responded to an alarm at the White Castle restaurant on North Avenue. After several minutes investigating, it was determined that the cause was the air conditioning unit on the roof. The problem was referred to the White Castle maintenance staff. And then on Monday, the fire department responded to Trinity Lutheran Church and School for an automatic alarm. And although a smoke detector was activated, no one was in the building, so the cause was undetermined. The alarm was reactivated 2 more times later in the day with no fire or smoke present. And finally, Villa Park Fire Chief Ron Rakosnik was the next person challenged in the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Now, Kyle, have you been challenged yet?
I have not yet been challenged.
Consider yourself challenged. We'll get you on the air. We went to the fire station on Ardmore to watch the action from the fire chief. Now make sure to put October 11th on your calendar for the Villa Park Fire Department open house that was just announced on Monday.
I'm going to mark it on my iPhone after we are done with the segment.
Good deal.
Could marijuana be legally sold to Villa Park citizens soon? The village board discussed this yesterday at a regular board meeting to determine the merits of selling cannabis for medical purposes. The discussion comes after a proposal from a local business to open a legal marijuana sales location in Villa Park on North Addison Road. Illinois legislators enacted the Medical Cannabis Pilot Program, otherwise known as MCPP, on January 1st, 2014. However, members of the public, including Villa Park citizens, should be aware that the full implementation of the program will take considerable time. Marijuana can be used for medical purposes to help serve as an appetite stimulant to cancer patients. Medical marijuana can also reduce vomiting and nausea, suppress muscle spasms, and relieve pain in its patients. Studies show that injecting marijuana can help HIV and AIDS patients endure less aching and numbing in their everyday lives. 23 states and the area around Washington, D.C. sell marijuana for medical purposes. In addition, Americans can buy marijuana for recreational purposes in the states of Washington and Colorado, but you got to be 21 years old, Al, to purchase cannabis in these states.
Yeah, and you know, this is really a compassionate issue, because I sat through the presentation at the village board meeting on Monday, and I learned some things. I was assuming that, you know, they were basically going to sell joints to people to relieve their pain and suffering, but it's actually a combination of very different things. For example, marijuana, it can be offered in the form of a pill to patients that don't smoke or have lung problems or that type of thing. And also for children who are not going to be sitting there smoking a joint, there is the option for oils that can be administered. And one example was a child who was suffering from seizures 12 times a day. After it being administered the oil version of marijuana, the seizures subsided. So it's a really compassionate issue, and I hope our trustees and our village takes a real long look at this for the people of Villa Park.
I hope so too, Al. It just proves that you don't, not just having a brownie to inject marijuana. There's different types, and it's really interesting that that it's being used for different ways, especially with people with lung problems that can't really smoke, but injecting a pill, taking a pill to help subside some symptoms that you're having.
Exactly, and people should watch the presentation at 12 noon every day of a repeat of the village board meetings to actually see the presentation by the people that are going to be making the proposal to the state of Illinois. The role of the people here in Villa Park is to say, yes, we would allow it if it's approved by the state of Illinois. So that's what we have to do by September 15th, and there'll be a planning and zoning meeting before that, as well as public participation in future meetings. So everyone will have a chance to learn, like I did, and more from Monday night. Now, the Sunday Night Car Show in Villa Park became a joint event last Sunday, along with the Chuckapalooza motorcycle run at Double D's Bar and Restaurant on Kenilworth Avenue. And over 200 motorcycles participated. Music and vendors added to the event that is a fundraiser for a former patron at Double D's. And at the same time, just across the street, the Sunday Night Car Show here in Villa Park took place in Cortese Park, and almost 25 cars were at the show. It was really hot, so it was a smaller crowd, and it will be done every Sunday from 4 to 8 p.m., and we hope to see you this Sunday. I'll be there as part of the team coordinating the event. But, you know, the heat was drastic this weekend. I don't know if we're going to have more of that this week, but I think it's time we take a look at the weather for this week, Kyle.
I think so too, Well, let's get something consistent. We've been getting 93 degrees and then pouring rain. How about just 80 and no rain?
Well, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Hello, folks. This is Al Stash, and we are here with TVVP-style weather for the first time. We're going to give you a whole week outlook on what's going to happen. And as you know, this last weekend, it was kind of warm. But as we get into Wednesday, you're going to see these dark-colored areas start to get lighter, which means it's going to start to cool off. And then Thursday and Friday and Saturday and into the Labor Day weekend, this area right here where we live will again start to heat up. So we're going to drop down into the 70s for a high on Wednesday and then get back up over the weekend into the upper 80s and possibly 90s for the Labor Day weekend. But let's take a look now at the forecast. Today was Monday. Here we are. Monday was 86. Tomorrow, Tuesday, should be a high of 85. And then you see Wednesday getting down to 77. But here we go right back up on Thursday with a temperature of about 80, and on Wednesday, of course, a little shower. And then on Friday, we go back up again, as I said, to 83. But let's take a look at the weekend. What's going to happen for the Labor Day weekend? Well, we're going to have temperatures kind of moderate. We're going to start out in the 80s on Saturday, Sunday 79, and take a look at Monday, 82, with a temperature of a low temperature just below the 60s. If you're out at the car show here for the Sunday, we'll be back next Sunday just before Labor Day, so we'll see you then. But that's your weather for TVVP style, and now back to the news.
Are you under par or over par? The reason I ask is because the Willowbrook High School boys golf team had their first golf meet this past Friday. The golf meet took place at Sugar Creek Golf Club, and the par was 32. Willowbrook defeated Ridgewood High School in the 9-hole meet. Willowbrook only shot a total score of 160, and Ridgewood struggled mightily with a total score of 201. Willowbrook senior Henry Wallace led the way with a 37, which is 5 over par. Wallace received a medal for his efforts. Now for Illinois High School Association Golf, each team uses the top 4 scores. The top 4 scores for this golf meet were Henry Wallace, Mike Madrid, Dominic McDonald, and Max Sarovich for Willowbrook. In addition to Wallace's 37, Madrid shot a 39, McDonald shot a 42, and Sarovich shot a 42 also. The Warriors won their second meet today and now are 2-0 on the season. Are you ready for some football? I sure am. The Villa Park Cable Commission will be covering some of the Willowbrook High School football home games this season. The football broadcast will include play-by-play commentary, pre-game interviews with the coaches, and post-game interviews with the players. I will be doing the play-by-play commentary this season. My name is Kyle Smith, and I have experience doing play-by-play announcing for such colleges as Moraine Valley Community College, Lake Forest College, and College of DuPage. I've also done sports reporting for ESPNU and for a local sports radio station in Milwaukee. In addition to covering Warrior football, we hope to cover Warrior volleyball, basketball, baseball, and softball this season. The Chicago Blitz professional indoor football games will be covered by TVVP style from the Odeum. The Chicago Blitz broadcast will have interviews with the players, as well as play-by-play commentary and a post-game show from the Odeum Sports Lounge. Be sure to always check us out on tvvpstyle.com or on the TV Villa Park Style YouTube channel. That's it for news, weather, and sports in Villa Park. We hope you have a nice week and weekend. For Al Stash, I'm Kyle Smith. So long, everyone.